Okay, maybe it wasn't the best idea to... Oh, there... Oh, yeah, it wasn't the best idea to... Oh, no, that's bad. Oh, this isn't good. Yeah, I don't think it was great to... Woo. Hello everybody, I'm Vagrant427 and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Now I come to you bearing quite a neat build that actually surprisingly I made in a couple hours actually. Yes and no for a couple hours, but in reality, okay, pretty much what had happened is, well, last night I was like, well, okay, well, I want to play Scrap Mechanic and I want to build something. And I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood to make a plane. And so pretty much what I had done is there had been, here, let me see if I can grab it. It still exists. Whoops. It indeed does. So pretty much I had taken this model. So this has been pretty much a base model for a somewhat functioning plane. And pretty much the most complicated part was getting WASD blocks and things like that hooked up to controllers that controlled, pitch, yaw, and roll, and things like that. And pretty much what the original plan had been was to take this plane and then pretty much just end up modifying it into this. And if you can't tell, this is based, can't tell because obviously it's going to be hard to tell, but I tried to make this based off of what I imagined a Mustang plane looking like, because I for some reason I always remember these cool wings having like a weird point on them. Maybe it's a little earlier, but I don't know, I liked these wings. But this one in particular just had, again, fins up here, and then it just had two regular thrusters, and then there's really those 1, 2, 3, 4 things are just WASD converters, and then they're each connected to different controllers, and then vice versa. These are, actually, if we can get up here, go. But pretty much it's just they're each connected to buttons, so if I do that, one does one thing, one does the other, and then so it's the whole this way you can input different things, and then with these I believe these were the, yeah, it's a whole jumble of things. And pretty much what the plan was is to, again, remodel it into this. But what ended up happening is, after a lot of going through and looking at different photos and things like that, the plan I wanted to base it off of, it really just ended up becoming a complete reconstruction. I guess I might as well fly this one for you guys. Now this one, as you can see, is a lot easier, mostly because if we take a look at, so actually, hold on, I should probably go back here. So you can take a look at this. So pretty much the first button is the engines, in this case the thrusters, and then the number 2 and 3 are the roll, and then pitch and yaw. So this is, I believe, going down, going up, left, right, or sorry, left, right, there you go. And pretty much, again, it's, W does this, J does this, things like that. So, and then, here, if I actually don't know why I keep leaving. But then pretty much if I press 2, you can see it tilts that up, so then this way, turns, and then you can do the opposite. And pretty much we have the same thing here. So if we look at the buttons, so the first one is actually a little hatch here. Then the second one is the engine, and then 3 and 4 are the roll. I believe number 5 is to retract the landing gear, and then number 6 is spud guns. This is obviously a modded spud gun. So I'll fly this one, and pretty much this was the first working attempt at a actual plane while they flew. So let's just. This one's hope I remember how to fly it. All right, yeah, S was to go up. I forgot about that. So this one, as you can see, had a problem with going down. It seemed to not want to do that. But yeah, so as you can... Whoa. I forgot. Again, the controls were backwards on this one. Or they might have been... It's either these ones are backwards and... the ones on the Mustang copy, or Mustang clone, Mustang interpretation are correct, or it's Mustang ones are wrong, this one's correct. But yeah, so pretty much it was, W, S did this, and then, and let's turn. It obviously wasn't the greatest, and I'm still getting used to flying it after, again, flying the Mustang around for a bit. Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely not the best, and let's try to face this around. And again, this was really just a proof of concept to see if I could do it. And again, this I actually made like a while ago. So already now it's pretty old. So not old, but you know what I mean. Right, so let's just fly this back. But yeah, so as you can see, it was a proof of concept, and the whole knowing that I could hook things up properly without them failing as much, perhaps. Let's just glide this one down. Gonna hit the wall there. Okay. But yeah, so pretty much that had happened a while ago, and I'd kind of ended up leaving it behind, and it had been kind of forgotten about. And then until I was just like, okay, you know what, I kind of want to come back to it. So then we came to this, and I was just, for I don't know what it is, but this particular style of plane, with it being thin, and then having the back end, like it doesn't really pinch off that much, and then particularly the wings, I don't know. I just find it really cool. So I tried, again, I searched up, wait, hold on. I keep saying Mustang. I've been saying Mustang this whole time. Oh my God. I've even been even in my, plans. Oh my God. I'm thinking of a Spitfire. Jesus Christ. Okay. I even searched it up. I've been looking at, this was trying to be made off of a Spitfire. Why have I keep saying Mustang? Oh my God. Like here, even like, you guys even saw when I was, I don't know, I tried, I don't know why I put water after here. I think I was trying to make it land on the water at one point. But like here, like even if we scroll down here, Mustang, it's supposed to be a Spitfire. That's what it is. I for some reason I always got those names mixed up, but it's a Spitfire. It's based off of a Spitfire. That's what it was. Okay, so, yeah, so as you can see, the last one was based off of, had, thrusters to propel it. This one, I wanted to have actual propellers move it. And it actually does work. If I were to crank up said engines, and actually, hold on, one thing I should probably do. Alright, I guess the plane's gonna move here. We'll see if I fixed it. I like to try to make my things with the least amount of mods as possible, just because for me, if I have too many mods, it ends up getting confusing, and half the mods I don't actually end up using. So, yeah. I just realized my mistake. But yeah, so pretty much, you guys you saw it fly in the beginning there. I just didn't fly it well, and I, I didn't fly it well, and I also floated into a tree. So yeah, so Spitfire plane. Now we're gonna go down to the Mustang. Delete that blueprint because the Spitfire is the real one. There we go. Okay. But yeah. So I guess let's go over how it works and what are the parts of this plane. So obviously I'm using the wings mod because of the wings and things like that. I believe there's the Polygon mod is being used, the mod pack, because if I scroll down here, I believe I didn't use these ones, it was this one, yes, the micro thruster that's being used under here as a extra additional source of propulsion. Reason why this one uses a extra thruster and not just this to propel it, a few reasons. I can make this propeller spin fast enough to do that if I used particularly the that engine that was in there previously. If I use that, With this, it will totally 100%. This thing can fly. Won't have a lot of, like, I can't exactly do tricks with it, but it will take off and it will be a smooth ride. Problem is since this creates torque, the plane ends up kind of spinning, rolling to one side and twisting. So what I had to do is pretty much, this actually does provide like lift. Like here, for example, if I, not lift, thrust. So if I do disconnect this from here and then we press number 1, as you can see, it is like actually, moving me forward. It's just the amount that it does to not have it roll in a weird way is not enough to lift it up. And the reason why I did use the micro thruster, I would have preferred to use regular, vanilla thrusters, but since this is an uneven craft, so because it's 1, 2, 3, and the in-game thrusters are 4, so it just ends up kind of creating a weird thing. I can maybe do that and have it be a thing where like you see them kind of poking out the side or something here, so it's like, because again they're 2 blocks wide, so it could be like this one here, so it would be like blop blop and then blop blop, because they're 2 wide. So but yes, other than that, the only other thing is, here, let me take this off, this is just wood, is so there's geez, what was it? I think it's just the WASD block mod that's used in here. I just painted these just because I wanted to obviously have things color coded. Really didn't end up being necessary because we have to remember quite a bit of the parts and things like that, particularly this little section for the engine here, was taken from the other plane that I just first shown you. Like I literally like carved it out, took the weld tool, and like ka-chunk, done. So other than that, I believe that's it's the spud gun. So let's look over some of the things. So these are just WASD blocks that are connected to that. W and S are connected to, I believe it is, these 2 controllers here. So when I press W, it moves the inner flaps, and when I press S, it moves the outer ones. Now, one thing I do know, and I did it on the back here with the pitch. Yaw. Is that yaw? And this is roll, right? I think. I might be wrong. Quote me if don't quote me on the whole thing. You can, yeah. But pretty much, so I know I could have done this where it's like here's a block that spins, and so I could have done it this way. So if I press one button, I could have done it this way, so it's not, here's 2 separate parts of the wings that turn. I know I could have done that, but for simplicity and ease and keeping things compact, and also the fact that there needed to be this weird bend here, that kind of limited my options. I can totally actually go back and like, I can see that like there's this extra little block here, so I can totally go back and like, bring this out and then add the list. So I can redo this. It's not like it's the, hardest thing conceived in scrap mechanic, but mostly just for, again, the whole simplicity and quickness of it, I decided to do it this way. Again, the wings, Spitfire design, I don't know what I do. I don't know why I like this style of wings. It's cool, and actually, surprisingly, it worked. And before I actually started recording this video, I did make some tweaks to the Spitfire, so it made it look more streamlined and cool. This is part of the Polygon mod, so it's the part of the same pack that has these pieces here. I should probably cover this up. And there we go. So it's from the same mod pack as that. So if you download the Polygon mod pack for Scrap Mechanic, you can have the same pieces. Oh yeah, I should probably list the mods that are in here. So Polygon mod is a big one. Wings mod, the mod pack, and glass polygons. That should be all, especially since I got rid of the mod engine in there. We should be fine, because the only other things back here are a few pieces of like in-game logic. The rest is, so yeah, besides the few things that, I think that's extra wheels mod, or I don't know. I'm gonna need to double check that. So I'll make sure to put the list of mods in the bottom, not bottom, in the description, yeah, or something. Whatever. If I put this on the workshop, you'll know what to do. But yeah, so things like that. And it does actually fly quite well. Yeah. I guess let's take a look at what's in the back here. So really in the back, it's, again, same mechanism as the other plane I showed you. And really it's just, so 3 and 4 here. Again, this is what controls these ones at the back here for, again, the roll. And it's the whole, if I press one button, it activates these certain pistons. So here, if I activate, so if I go to this, and so 3 and 4, so if I press 3, you can see here that logic gate lights up, and then it pretty much activates one, does the other. Kind of thing. And again, same thing if I press 4, it just does the opposite this time. Yeah, these controllers here, as you can see, are not, well, particularly just this one is not attached to anything just because that's meant to fold out the wings in this way if I wanted to. Or again, if I decide to put this on the workshop. If you decide to change these things around, because one thing I know is that these could fold up. I can't remember how, but I know the wings, maybe not on this particular thing, but I know there were planes that could have their wings fold up to fit on aircraft carriers. I know that. Yeah. This is just landing gear. Now, I know obviously in real life, the landing gear would fold up differently than how it is here, and the wheels probably wouldn't be showing as much. But I was kind of worried about the wings getting too thick and looking kind of weird, because since these are the thinnest pieces, like you can already kind of see there's some weird things going on here, and I needed these parts to be aerodynamic because, as you can see here, this piece is different from these ones, and it's because these are wings that are on 50-degree angles, making the plane point up. So what it does is it pretty much creates there's a little more weight here at the front than there is at the back. So what happens is it causes the plane to kind of dip down a little bit slowly. So what I did is I increased the power of the thrusters a little bit, and then put these wings pretty much pulling it up. So this way so it doesn't go up too much one way or anything. So it's got like that perfect balance in there. So it flies really well. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I am considering condensing these particular things down a lot more. So a lot of the AI and not AI logic down into like more specific spots, and just possibly putting either all of it in the front or most in the front and then some in the back, kind of thing. This here, get rid of it. This is what makes the spud guns go. So really you just press the number 6 button, and then it just makes this. It's really just a loop clock, and then I believe, what is it? This one's this is a NAND gate, so buttons obviously connected. No, sorry, it's connected into an AND gate because that button needs to be pressed. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's okay. I don't do a lot of complicated things, just because my understanding of this game is not to the highest of other people's. There's a lot of other people who understand these things better than me, and I just realized. There we go. Yeah. I guess let's fly this. Oh yeah, the symbol on the back, I tried my best to do, and I want to double check my facts here. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, so I tried to make it look as much as a Canadian Air Force logo as I could. I'll put like an image on screen of what it's supposed to look like. Pretty much, I'll show you 2 variations of it. There you go. Just downloading the files now. So pretty much there's a new one, I believe, that has or not a new one, right? A newer one, I think, that has the maple leaf in it, and then there was one with a dot. I don't know. I did the one with the dot just because that's the one I did. I know the most. Also, it's easier to make. So yeah, but I could be wrong about which one is which. And yeah, so let's kind of worried about flying into these trees again. So let's just go and bring this to a place that's maybe a little more open. And fly this puppy around. So as you can see, everything kind of like folds out. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So let's make sure. Okay, yeah, I'll scroll out. Strict. There we go. Do that. There we go. So it flies pretty okay. Oh geez. Okay. This is a me fault. The plane itself isn't actually bad. The plane itself actually flies pretty well. I'm just not good at flying. Especially, again, if this was like say, an open world with no obstacles and I didn't have to worry about anything to hit, well, then you know I'd obviously be doing a lot better. But, yeah, so it actually does fly quite well, and it's very easy to fly, but it's not like, it's not unwieldy, but it's not like difficult to, like, you're not like jamming down one button for like a few seconds just to make it turn a little bit. Like, I'm really happy with it. Let's do that. So as you can see, it's not really going one way over the other. It's not favoring one thing. It is seeming to wanna... I think that's just me adjusting things improperly. Especially since I changed the engine around. Oh my god, that was a close call. So I am going to have to fix the engine, but that's something that can be done. So let's pop the landing gear down there and... Okay, obviously not a perfect landing, but yeah. So hold on, one thing I am going to do is... come on. There we go. Bump that down a bit, because... doing that. So if I do upload this to the workshop, I'm still kind of on the floor about that, or well, not on the floor. It's still kind of up in the air, and I haven't decided. So I don't know. And yes, I am well aware there's a little gap there. That has to kind of be there just because of the work, and I didn't want the glass to be too long, and it's yeah. And in reality, it's not actually as... If you think it's noticeable, then you can fix it. So, plans for this plane in the future. Especially since I love this plane, because I'm very happy with it. I'm hoping to make this a more... different variations of it, because, I don't know, it's a cool plane. But, you know, have it be a bomber or something, again, or... I don't know if these particular planes were actually bombers, but I'm going to try my darndest to... make this one a bomber, so that'll be fun. Yeah. Then what I might try doing is making like a all propeller powered vehicle. I've got some ideas for making better powered and not needing a thruster to power it, but again, again, in reality, the actual propeller ends up just becoming decoration that does... It's a decoration that can be useful. It's a weird pickle, but yeah. So, besides my terrible flying abilities, yeah, it's in reality, it in of itself is quite... It's actually quite simple. I'd say the hardest part about it, and the thing that does make it hard, is definitely figuring out again, controls for the wings and things like that. Oh my god, plane, stop moving. There we go. Yeah. Note for the future, possibly adding brakes. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh no, that's not good. Let me on. There we go. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to leave this episode here. So either way, if you guys did enjoy this episode, be sure to like my iPhone, see more of my content, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, as it is appreciated. But either way, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we go.